Hello and welcome to the United Stand, Manchester United versus Burnley preview. But it is so much more than that. We've got absolutely loads to talk about. Mata potentially back. Michael Keane watch. Big part about the youth as well. Zlatan probably played his last career. Will Rooney be the saviour? How will we line up against Burnley? Should we rest Bailly and Rashford? Absolutely loads, and loads I've not even told you about. But let's start off with Zlatan. Did the video at lunchtime. Predicted that his season would be over. That's more or less been confirmed now in many media outlets. I mean, he hyperextended his knee, didn't he? It looked bad. We hoped it wouldn't be bad. His season's certainly over, and I would predict, depending on the severity of that knee injury, he's probably not going to be back before Christmas. And there was talk of him maybe going in the summer anyway. What a sad way to end his career. I think it's been great. I echo what somebody on Twitter said, that how could even one Manchester United fan smile or be slightly happy that Zlatan's out injured? You know, I do totally agree with a lot of fans saying, well, you know, we'll be more exciting, we'll be quicker now. But that's not, you don't wish injury on people for that to happen. That's down to the manager and the tactics that he picks. And I think this season, at times, we have been over-reliant on Zlatan and refusing to take him off, but his goal record's been pretty good. But I think, in like the first half with Anderlecht, teams have figured out how to deal with Zlatan, and they dealt with us very well yesterday. I don't want him to be injured, because I think there'll definitely be times in the last few weeks of the season where we could do with a 6'5" world-class striker. But I understand why some people are a bit excited by it. But it's a big loss, a massive loss, and he probably has played his last game in a Manchester United shirt, but he proved everybody wrong. He proved everybody wrong. A lot of people said he wouldn't get 20 goals. He got 28, I think. More than proved everybody wrong, and a real pleasure to have him at Manchester United. It's just a shame it's been a bit of a topsy-turvy season, and it's a bit of a shame, well, it's a massive shame that his season will end like that, especially if we get to the final and he's in Stockholm. But it doesn't look good for Zlatan, and I would be amazed if we keep him. But we'll wait and see what happens with that. But on a positive note, we did this on the last preview. A lot of you liked it. Make sure you drop a like if you want us to keep doing this. It's only a little 10-second thing, but here we Stretford End, that was Stretford End. We've got people sending us clips in now. I know it's absolutely fantastic for people like who aren't from England, who haven't been to Old Trafford. You were basically sat in the Stretford End there. I know my video from last weekend, I was at the side of the Stretford End, but you were actually in it there. That is from United in the Stands YouTube channel. If you want to see more footage, give them a follow. The link is in the video description. We've got another one for you in a little bit. But let's talk Burnley versus Manchester United. That's what we are here for. 120 minutes played against Anderlecht only last night. 2.5 days rest. Burnley got a fantastic home record. The one thing they'll be is competitive, and they'll fight for every ball, which is not what you want when you're knackered. So Manchester United have got to win this game on Sunday. We've got to win it to hang on to any chance of the top four. You know, I think it's gone, not because I don't believe we can get it, but just because I think the squad is decimated. It is tired. We've basically got to win every game. We've still got to play City, Arsenal and Spurs away, and Southampton. I just don't think we can do it, but we've got to try. So that means we've got to win on Sunday. And actually, I think we will win on Sunday. I think in many ways the result against Anderlecht was perfect, because it's just like that Jon Snow out against the horses that I tweeted before. You know, this is an opportunity to just odds against us, siege mentality, and at this time of the season, it is mentality that gets you through there. We've all supported United for many years, and you think back to like how we grinded out titles, and you know, we might not have finished the season playing well, but we grind it out, and it comes down to mentality, because certain teams that are safe or not in a race for the top four, they're on the beach a little bit, and I just have a funny feeling Burnley are a little bit on the beach, and we are focused, and I think we'll crush them. I think we'll beat them 3-1, to be honest. How would I line up in that game? De Gea obviously comes back in goal. This is where I would play Darmian at right back, because I think Valencia probably needs a rest. My centre-back pairing would be Bailly and Carrick. Bear with me. I think Bailly, and sorry, not Bailly and Carrick. Carrick and Blind, and give Bailly a rest. Left back would be Luke Shaw, because I think he needs game time. Then my midfield three, obviously Herrera will play because he didn't play in the week. I would play Pogba, and I would play Fellaini, bear with me. On the right, I'd play Lingard because I think he didn't play a full game on Thursday. In fact, I didn't. And on the left, I would play Martial. And up front, I would play Rooney. So you've got a lot of freshness in that team, and you can give Rashford a rest, Mkhitaryan a rest, Eric Bailly a rest, Tony Valencia a rest, because we're playing Man City next Thursday. Carrick probably won't play against Man City, so just play him as a centre-back. He can do the job, it's less running around, and I think that team's more than capable. People like Wayne Rooney, Anthony Martial, Ander Herrera, Matteo Darmian, they've got to play on Sunday, and they've got to offer something towards the team, and I think that they will do, and I think that's the boxing clever way. We all love Rashford, we all love Bay, we all love Mkhitaryan, but give them a rest. Give them a rest, because I tell you what, if we lose a player through, you're more likely to get injuries when you're tired. We cannot afford to lose those players, and if he wants to play a couple of the kids and rest Carrick as well, do it, but that's how I think he would line up. Fosu Menza says, Jans Van, well, interesting comments from Mourinho in his notes that he's released. He basically said that Twansibi was going to go away to the under-20, I think it's the under-20s or the under-23s World Cup with England in Singapore. He said he's probably not going to let him go because he will need him. We know Fosu Menza's been part of the squad, so he will need him as well. We just got to grind out a result against Burnley, and I think we're more than capable of doing it. And I'm confident that the likes of Rooney and Martial and Darmian and Herrera especially can come in and make us competitive. And the rotation of the squad's really important. Keeping people fresh, not making them play twice a week, really, really important. Fellaini in the midfield is important. Now, a lot of people, I've had people on today saying, oh, you hate Fellaini, this, that and the other. Look, I can be totally honest because what's on previous videos is there, and I don't hide behind what my opinions are. I'd love Manchester United to sell Fellaini, of course I would. I don't really rate him as a Manchester United player, but he's a lot of effort. He played well last night, he played well against Chelsea, and we are scratching the very basement, the bottom of the box in relation to what we've got left. And also, what we did with Fellaini last night was very, very clever by Mourinho, because Anderlecht were on top in the midfield and he brought another midfielder on, but he obviously knew that Herrera was on a yellow card and wanted to keep Herrera back for the Sunday game against Burnley, but also not to get a second yellow card for the semi-finals, which he admitted to in his notes that he's released today. But it's not rocket science with Fellaini. If you put him in the opposition's penalty box, he is a threat. He basically set up 2 goals yesterday. 1 was disallowed. But put him in the opposition's penalty box, he's a threat. It's when he's in our centre circle or our penalty box that he becomes infuriatingly bad. But in the opposition penalty box, he's really good. So if we play him on Sunday, he needs to be getting into the opposition's penalty box almost as a number 10, swapping around with Rooney, with Pogba and Herrera running the midfield. That's where I would play Fellaini. I think people don't get it. They don't get where a lot of people's frustration comes from with Fellaini. That he can't pass. He's very slow. He's not a particularly good tackler. And in the midfield, he makes us slow and not very mobile, obviously, because he's slow. But you put him in the opposition's penalty box, he's great. But people think because you get critical of a player when they're being played in the wrong position, that you are totally critical about that player. I'm going to be honest. I'd like us to sell him in the summer. I don't think it's the way Manchester United should be going, having a big player that you just hit balls up to in the box. It's not fantastic. It's not the way I want to see Manchester United play. That's my opinion. But I'm not going to apologise for saying I'm very critical of him when he plays centrally in the midfield, because he's not very good there. It's like saying David De Gea is a brilliant goalkeeper, but if you put him in the midfield, I'd call him crap because he's not a midfielder. And that's the same with Fellaini. When you put him in the midfield, I don't like it. If you put him in the opposition's penalty box, suddenly you see why Fellaini was such a great player at Everton, because that's where he used to play. But infuriatingly, we've hardly ever played him in that position. We did last night, and I tell you what, he's going to be very important in the last few weeks of the season, because what we lose with Zlatan is a 6'5" player who's a threat in the box. Fellaini's going to have to become that option. And I agree with that. You've got to have that. So I think he needs to play more, but you've got to put him in the opposition's penalty box. Another positive, Juan Mata could well be back by the middle of May, which is great. He's back in training, tentatively. We need someone like that back. If we can get one of Mata, Rojo apparently was even training today, Rojo, which is another bit of good news. It's not confirmed, but apparently he was training. So Rojo could be back, which would be fantastic. If we can get Mata back and maybe one of Smalling and Jones, it just helps us. Because we do need bodies. We need bodies and mentality. And I think Mourinho's drilled the mentality into the team. What I liked about yesterday is that Martial and Shaw, both when they didn't have great starts to the game, and I know Martial came on with half an hour, but he didn't have a great first few minutes, but they worked their way into it, and that you could see that mentality coming through. So really, really, really important that. And I think Manchester United, I think we'll beat Burnley on Sunday, because I just think our mindset to Burnley, who will be thinking about the beach in the summer, whereas we have just got a massive amount of games and we've got to win. The mentality is perfect for Manchester United, absolutely perfect. And a lot of people were moaning about Manchester United last night, saying, oh, we missed a load of chances again. But we played for a win. 90 minutes, it would have been another disappointing draw, but because it's a cup competition, you keep going, you keep going. And I think that mentality that everyone on the pitch yesterday would have gleaned from that result, that keep going, we can't have penalties, and they got the goal in the end. It will give them a big boost, and that's what it's all about at the same time. I do agree with Coles Americ saying Fosu Mensah needs a game. I would love to see Fosu Mensah starting. But let's speak about Rashford for a moment. Marcus Rashford, Mourinho was asked whether Marcus Rashford should go to the England Under-21s tournament in the summer, to which he has said, and I know there's contrasting views about this, I'd be interested to know what yours are. The Germans and the Spanish, they do send their young players, and obviously they most of them, and then end up being very good internationals and worldwide players, where England, it doesn't really seem to happen for England. But I think the tables have turned and Mourinho's right. He's basically going to be our first choice striker now till the end of the season. As Mourinho said, does Nicky Butt request Marcus Rashford to play for the under-23s because they've got a local game against Man City? No, he doesn't, because Marcus Rashford's gone beyond that. He's an important first-team player now. I think he's an important England first-team player. I don't think he should go to that tournament. I know a lot of you would probably still like to see him there because it's good for his development, but I think he's gone past that, and I think it happens a lot with England players. We do get them in quite young, and they do miss that under-21 tournament, but that's what we do, and I don't think there's any benefit of Marcus Rashford going there. Just quickly, I'd forgotten to say about Burnley, it'd be very interesting for those people who are interested in Michael Keane to watch him and see how he performs against Manchester United. I think the jury's out on that. I think if we sign him, he'll be quite cheap, and if Mourinho feels that he can turn him and take him to the next level, then I'll back Mourinho. But my personal opinion is that I think we could do a lot better. I've got nothing against him. I don't really think he is Manchester United class where we want to go. But if Mourinho goes for him, I'll back him, and it'll be interesting to see how well he plays against us at the weekend. Hopefully not that well, because we do need to win. Soda4 says you guys need to calm down regarding Rashford. You've got to give him at least 2 or 3 full seasons before we start to rate him. I disagree with that. He's been pretty much sensational since in the last year he's been playing for Manchester United and England. I mean, he's still developing, I agree with that. I don't think you can get on his back at that one-on-one he missed yesterday. If you watch the watch-along, I wasn't getting on his back. It was frustrating, but I've got so much confidence in the lad, and his development is amazing. And the great thing I like about him is the head he's got on his shoulders, the mentality, the ability just to keep running and trying and trying. Mourinho's been on about it last week, but his mentality is absolutely superb. And for such a young player, I want him to be at Manchester United for years and years. I want him to break Rooney's goal record. I think he's a fantastic player. And apart from injury and everything like that, I think he can do anything he wants to do. Luke McMahon says, what's your opinion on Martial? I think Martial has to be used more. Very important player. English League News. I don't agree with this comment. He says, it's good that Ibrahimovic is injured, so then Rashford can break through the squad and be a superstar for club and country. It's not good that Zlatan's injured. I think people are getting a little bit... they're missing the point a little bit. It's not good that Zlatan's injured, because he's a world-class striker who, in these closing weeks, would have been very important, and his leadership is very important on the pitch. We haven't had a leader for the last 2 years, and we've really noticed this year in Zlatan, we've had a leader, someone to look up to on the pitch. Him being unavailable totally is disastrous for us, and we should accept that. I'm excited because it means obviously we're going to use a little bit of pace up front now, and I think that's really important for Manchester United. But ultimately, Zlatan being injured is not a good thing. But the frustrating thing is that Mourinho has been over-reliant on Zlatan. He's had him taking free kicks when he's not good at free kicks. He's been keeping him on for 90 minutes every game. He would have kept him on into extra time yesterday. And that has been frustrating because we did need to mix it up a few times. So I know why people are saying, well, without Zlatan, at least we'll use a bit of pace. But that's not Zlatan's fault. That's Mourinho's fault. He should have mixed it up a little bit. And we did become a bit like Zlatan United at times because there was no accountability. I mean, he did miss 2 very big chances, didn't he, yesterday? When does the game start? The game is a 2:15 kickoff on Sunday. I've got a bit high pitch because it's a 2:15 kickoff on Sunday. But yeah, and let's just go back to, what was it? The United in the Stands YouTube channel. He does load this up, but he's going to give us some every preview from now on. So let's go back to this was... using up a lot of CPUs, he's doing that. Yeah, very good. Another one in the Stretford end there. I think that was just after a goal. Drop a like on the video. We do terrible for likes on the preview show. And every other video gets lots of likes, but the preview show never does. So please do drop a like on the video. I'm just looking at it there, and you know, people are providing us content for you. Please do drop a like on that video. But Mata back would be really encouraging, obviously. And my prediction is 3-1. But I do think it's really important that we rest some players. I wouldn't want to see Rashford playing on Sunday, really, because imagine if we play him, he's played 120 minutes, he does his hamstring, he's out for 3 or 4 weeks. We are one striker injury away from catastrophe. Imagine if Rashford gets injured, then we're really up the creek without a paddle. So yes, thanks for the like, Ronak. Who's a bigger miss, Rojo or Zlatan, says Asif. Well, I think Rojo's back. There's this talk about Rojo being back, so hopefully he is. United in the Stands chance. He's actually saying he'd like Michael Keane back at Manchester United. And his attitude and Jose's cold nature has let him down. Zlatan Ibrahimovic has suffered serious ligament damage in his right knee and is likely to be sidelined until January 2018 at the earliest, says Trevor Evans, which is what I said. And at his age, we can't afford to play Zlatan £300 a week for 6 months. I mean, there is an opportunity to let him go in the summer. I think potentially he was going to go anyway, but the tables turn on this now. I'm glad Trevor said that. The tables have turned. I sort of tweeted it before. I had a funny feeling that Zlatan was going to leave this summer and get a big paycheck in America or China anyway. But now, I think he will say, I want to stay at Manchester United, because who's going to sign him with a bad knee? If we keep him for another year, then he might come back around January time for the last few months of the season. But we're going to pay him 300 grand a week to have a bad knee injury. It's harsh, but I think surely we've got to let him go. Surely we've got to let him go and use that money, 300 grand a week. I mean, it's like £1.2 million a month. That could be used on another striker. Get Hernandez back. I really do think, cruel to be kind, Zlatan's made a lot of money out of us this year and he's earned it, but let him go. And the MLS season starts around January time, isn't it? So maybe he could just go there. Big signing for them. But I would let him go. I don't know what you lot think, but I would. I'm very sad about it, though. I'm very sad about it. And I think I was so happy that we signed Zlatan. I think it's been memorable. And I'd like us to win the Europa League in Stockholm and him to be there going up getting the trophy. But I think we've got to get him. I think we've got to let him go. The money is too high. Absolutely too high. Shaka Phillips says if we beat City and Burnley, that means we're 4th and 2 points ahead of City. Big week. I think we've got, I know we've got Burnley on Sunday, City on Thursday, and then Swansea at home the following Sunday. If we take 9 points from them, it sets it up very, very interestingly. But we've said that so many times this season. West Brom and Everton at home, we took 2 points. So, interesting. I think Wayne Rooney should start as well, Pine Bro. I totally agree with you. And let him go, but who will we sign to take a game by the scruff of the neck, says Isaiah. Callum Gribben needs games, says Madani. No room for sentiment, says Jay Daly. And Cool Zimeric says Zlatan is why we are here today, which I agree with. And Beck Howell says I'd have to let him go for that much money. And TC Singh says Rooney is done at Old Trafford, lads. Well, I sort of agree with you. I think Rooney's not been great this season. I would agree with that. But we really need him now. And if he's got anything left in the tank, it's what, 5 or 6 weeks? 5 or 6 weeks of effort. We need him to turn up. And I think Rooney's going to go in the summer anyway. But I sort of dropped into my head, what if Rooney comes back, scores 4 or 5 goals in the next 6 weeks, and do you think Mourinho will keep him in light of what's happened with Zlatan? Who knows? Who knows? General Zod sort of on my page, he says we've got City, Arsenal and Spurs still to play. Top 4 is gone. The problem is, I think we could beat City next week. I think we could beat Arsenal at the Emirates. But do you think we can beat Spurs? The way they're playing at the moment, to go there and get a result would be ridiculously hard for most sides. So that would be the one. And there's no room for error anymore. I mean, if we don't get top 4, it will be down to the ridiculous amount of points we've dropped at home against crap teams that we should have won. I don't want Sigurdsson. I don't know why people keep mentioning Sigurdsson. I don't want Sigurdsson. And Zlatan's out till January. Yeah, we know. We covered that at the start of the video. Right, okay. Somebody said, what's your bets? Well, I had a bit of a bloody disaster last night on the £10 to £100 challenge. Thanks to United not doing what they should do. So, the cut of the jib with this is that we are giving away a signed, framed Sir Bobby Charlton shirt. It's a collector's item. It's an absolutely fantastic prize. I can tell you as of now, the prize will be given out at the end of the month. So what? Virtually just a week away. As of now, there are only 7 entrants. So out of them 7 entrants, you've got a 1 in 7 chance of winning this amazing prize. It's not just open to the UK. It is open worldwide. But you've got to live in a country where it's eligible to have a bet, because it is through Bet365. The link is in the video description. It's the second paragraph. To enter the competition, all you've got to do is click that link in the video description, the second link. It's in the second paragraph. That will take you to this page here. You've just got to sign up. Sign up where it says Bet Now, and that will take you through once you've put all your details through into the website. Put any bet on you want to do. So my tip for this weekend, let me find it. So soccer, English Premier League. My tip for this weekend is this: West Ham versus Everton. Both teams to score, yes. So that's my bet slip. It's gone up there, look. Okay. And then I want to go back to the English Premier League. And then I want to go Burnley v Manchester United. Manchester United to win, 1.66. Multiple options. I put a tenner in there. Tenner. And that would give me £16.90 back, as well as the tenner. I place the bet. And then all you've got to do is take a screenshot. Now, you don't have to do that bet if you don't want to. Do whatever bet you want to do. But take a screenshot on your phone of your bet slip and then email it to... I can't remember where I am now. It's a link, unitedstandprizes@gmail.com. Just email that image and then you'll go in the draw. Like I say, we've had 7 entrants so far. So you've got a 1 in 7 chance. But it's, well, if you are somebody who likes to have a little bet... which a lot of you do, get yourself signed up through that link, put a bet on, whatever bet you want to do, and make sure you send us a copy of the bet slip, and then you'll go in the draw to win that signed Sir Bobby Charlton shirt, which is a fantastic prize to win. Collector's item, like I say, Mr. Manchester United. And if you fancy my bet for the weekend, it is Everton and West Ham, both teams to score, and Manchester United to beat Burnley, which returns... You put a tenner down, you'll get 26 quid, including the tenner that you put down. So I think that will happen. Everton and West Ham, they'll definitely both score. And I think we're going to win. I think we will beat Burnley. So links in the video description to do that. And make sure that you send a screenshot of your bet slip to that. And also, something else we've added, because I know, we have got a great community here. I know those people who are watching live now can't do it. But if you're not watching live or you want to revisit this video later, I am actually going to pin the competition details as the top pinned comment. If you want to reply to that comment and leave your tips in there, I'm going to start taking a notice of those and see how many of them come in, and maybe we can find somebody who's better at tips than me. I'm quite good, but you might see a little bet that you fancy there as well, so chuck your bets in there, because I know a lot of you like it as well. But make sure, if you are going to put a bet on this weekend, you do sign up through that Bet365 link and get yourself in the Sir Bobby Charlton shirt draw, because we will do more of those if more of you get involved in that promotion. We will beat Burnley, says Jake Pert. I agree with that. And Paul Goodwin says it's not fair on non-gamblers. I'm fully aware of that. We've got a few other things planned as well. The next Q&A video or the Skype Goldbridge video will be Monday night. We will have a video for you tomorrow, and obviously we've got the watch along for you, which will go live about 1 o'clock on Sunday. I'll tell you what though, I'm absolutely loving supporting Manchester United at the moment. Last night, the watch along, we had about 4,000 people watching, which is nearly as many as City Get at the Empty had, but the atmosphere was fantastic because that's probably the most tense game we've had this season, and that's what it's all about. And I know it was tense, but that's what supporting your club is all about, the exciting moments like that. And I think we've got plenty more because we've got to keep winning. We've got to keep winning. It's been one thing this season's not been is boring. Snapchats, United Stand MUFC, all one word. Lee Davies isn't happy with my bet. Well, I'm West Ham versus Everton, both teams to score, and Manchester United to win away at Burnley. If you don't like it, give us yours. Come back when we're not live. Put it in the top pins thing, what yours is for the weekend, because some people might fancy yours over mine. Don't want to talk about Yanasai. Spurs' ways of playing is the best in the league now, says Yuda. And Humza went to Old Trafford yesterday and took lots of pics. How do I send it to you? We're not really interested in pictures, to be honest, because we're a video content thing. But if you've got videos, we'll put them up. Like I say, there were fantastic clips from that we've put up for you today. So make sure you drop a like. Lots of people getting involved with us. I've said that before, actually. We've had a few videos. Somebody sent one last night as well. If you are a match-going fan and you want to do like something on your phone after the game, there's a great opportunity to get involved in the United Stand if you're a match-going fan, because it's not content that we've ever provided. It is something that we want to sort of, cater for, which is why we're showing you the little clips from in the ground, because, that's a massive part of the club. We've got worldwide supporters who want to see that. So if you do go to the games and you just fancy sending us a bit of mobile footage of what your thoughts are on the game, go for it. Go for it. Thanks everybody for watching. It's Friday night. It's Friday night. I'll be back tomorrow with... I think I might do a transfer thing tomorrow, because I like to do a transfer thing on a Saturday. Tomorrow night on my channel, Mark Goldbridge, that's all you've got to search for on YouTube. I'm doing the tactics preview, Burnley against Manchester United, which will be good because the lineup's going to be very reservy. But if you like that sort of thing, me and Marcus did episode 2 of FIFA Seasons Co-op about 3 hours ago, and that's up on there, half-an-hour video if you go on and watch that. Good banter. Played 2 games, got promoted. It's co-op is basically us playing on the same team against 2 other people. So we're thinking of moving it up to 4 or 5 players as well if you want to get involved. I'm rambling, but thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoy the weekend. It's great to be a Manchester United fan at the moment. It's sad what's happened to Zlatan, but let's stick together. If we can come out of this season with Champions League football, then I'll be ecstatic. I will shake hands with everybody involved with Manchester United, because yeah, we've had our ups and downs, but if we can come out of it with Champions League football, then it would be great. It would be great. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for everybody who's dropped a like on the video. Thanks for everybody who's joined us on a Friday night. I know you probably got better things to do. It wasn't a quick show, Darth Vader. We've been live for half an hour. It just flies by. It flies by because there's so much going on. And you're all fantastic. You're absolutely fantastic. In fact, I haven't applauded you all for a long time. Last night, the watch along was absolutely bloody brilliant. Like I say, 4,000 of you watching, but it was actually the tension and the pressure into extra time. I think we all felt it collectively together. So you are fantastic. It's why we always have the live comments on the video. We can't do it without you. I could never go back to doing... I mean, everybody does live content now, don't they? But we were the first to really do it consistently. And this is why we do it, because the interaction's great. You feel it more. So thanks to everybody. Don't ever think that you're just watching the video and you're not part of it, because you definitely are. Thanks everybody. Keep spreading the good word. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Please do drop us a like as well. And if you've got any ideas that you would like us to do around the United Stand, then that would be good. And also, I just wanted to say as well, we give people like Paul Merson a lot of stick, but if you saw him crying today on Sky Sports, it really hits home that football is a great passion that we are all 100% loving of. But it's just a game, and it's the best game there is in the world. And Paul Merson today was crying because of the untimely death of Ugo Egiog, Spurs under-23s coach, I think, but formerly of Aston Villa and Middlesbrough. very sad at 44 years of age to drop dead from a heart attack on a training pitch. And, you know, we're a Manchester United fan content channel, but football is a family, and yeah, the thoughts go out for that. And also, more importantly, well, not more importantly, but something we should also mention as well, a lot of Nigerian Manchester United fans lost their lives last night. I don't know how many. There was talk of 30, electric cable going into somewhere wherever they were all watching the match. They were talking about 7 or 30. However many, it's too many. And obviously, United Stand, we're a fan channel, and the support goes out to any Manchester United fans and family of those fans out there. So yeah, rest in peace. And you shouldn't go to a football match and not come home. So that's very sad, very sad. And you know what? That's why you've got to enjoy life while it's here. But I'm not going to end on a down note. We've had some down notes today. We're going to end on a positive note. Thanks everybody for watching. You're all fantastic, and roll on Sunday, because this season just, who knows where it'll end up. Who knows? Fantastic. Thanks everyone for watching.